So camp in 2023 is important because it allows us to properly test ahead of next year. We've got a really clear strategy about 2024 and how we're going to use this place or a camp generally to prepare for the Olympic Games. But we never want to go in cold. There's lots and lots of things in a camp like this that can kind of derail how successful it is. And we need to use this year to be able to make sure that we can kind of iron all those things out, get everything sorted so we come in next year and we know what we're doing. And equally for athletes, familiarity is key. We've done this for Tokyo, we've done it for previous games, and we know that if athletes go somewhere that they're familiar with, that they're comfortable with, that's only going to enhance their preparation.
Hi, I'm Liv and I'm a triathlete. I didn't know what else to say. That sounds really boring. Yeah, so we're out here training in Libourne, France for the test event next week, and yeah, it's really pretty here. Like there's everything here really, like open water, pools, stuff like that, and yes, well, it makes a bonus that it's good weather as well, I guess. Yeah, I think it's really important to come out here and kind of get a bit of a feel for what it's like sort of before there's big pressure, and yeah, I think my kind of reasons for being out here this time are perhaps a bit different to other people's. Like some people are here to qualify for the Olympics next year, whereas I'm sort of here to kind of experience it and experience what it's like to be in the test event, hopefully for 4 years' time, where I'll be in the position that the other guys are in to hopefully qualify for that one. And yeah, I guess just learn as much as I can and sort of help out as well, like help Soph out when I can and stuff like that, so yeah.
We're here in Libourne, and the practical measures we're putting in place are all about trying to give athletes a sense of what they're going to get when they get to Paris. It's very easy coming on a training camp like this and it to be quite detached from the race that you're going into. But we've purposely chosen this place so that we can access river swimming. I guess that's the really critical thing for us. We know that the Seine is going to be obviously a river swim. There's going to be quite fast currents, so we're purposely coming here so we can do a lot of river swimming, I guess is the first one. We want to replicate the heat. It's not quite Tokyo heat, but we're expecting it to be warm in Paris at least next year. It might not be quite so warm this year, but we also know that heat adaptation generally has a really good impact on physiological performance. So again, coming for a warm camp like this just gives us that little bit extra of physiological conditioning that we wouldn't get if we were in the cold, rainy summer of the UK. And then the other thing for us is it's really about a kind of psychological switch on. I think we know from experience that for the big races, we need athletes to kind of feel a little bit different. We need for them to go into it being in a mindset that allows them to deliver their absolute peak performance so that they can test that this year, all the processes they might go through ahead of next year. And if we just stay in our general daily training environments, we don't get the opportunity to do that. So coming down to France, being in country as we talk about, being part of the environment, being part of the culture is really important for athletes just to get that last little bit of psychological switch on so that when they go into the camp environment, they are very, very clear, right, this now means business because they've had this prep period moving into it.
This one was really nice. It was interesting because of the way that the river pulls you, but that's how it will be in Paris. But no, it's good fun. It's nice to get involved. The boys are never very friendly, but that's what happens in races.
Nutrition is absolutely vital, probably the most important thing for athletes and their success in any triathlon, but particularly as we move into the test event. Our athletes probably train more than virtually any other sport, and the single thing that will hold them back, either because they don't get the adaptations to their training that they want or because they get injured, is almost always because of fueling. Either athletes are under-fueled or they have got the wrong type of fuel in them at the wrong time. So it is absolutely critical for us. We have a nutritionist here. We spend a lot of time working with chefs, and we are therefore looking to use OTE products alongside the nutritional intake that they would get through their meals here, and it's all designed to work together. We then use our nutritionist and our physiologist whenever we go to open water swimming like we were today, whenever we're out on the road, whenever we're at the track or just general run sessions. the first thing that we ask athletes about is how well hydrated they are and what their recovery program's going to look like, when our meals are going to be around their training sessions, because if we get that wrong, everything else that we do in terms of preparation is wasted. So nutrition is, from a scientific perspective, the single most important thing that we do when it comes to preparation camps like this. So the key nutritional considerations for approaching the test event in Paris this year, it's kind of twofold really. The first one is probably the most obvious, and that's just generally about fueling and getting enough high quality calories into our athletes. They train 25 to 30 hours a week. That ramps up in camp locations like this, and to make sure that they're therefore getting the absolute best out of their kind of final few training sessions as they go into what for us is about the most important race of the year. We've got to make sure their recovery is right. And that recovery is about making sure they get enough calories, the right quality calories and nutrition, almost as soon as they finish their training sessions here. So training 25 to 30 hours a week, 10 to 12 different sessions a week, getting that calories on board as soon as they finish with the right recovery shakes is really, really important. And then the second one really is probably about heat and hydration. We're expecting Paris to be pretty warm. Middle of a city generally tends to be pretty hot in the middle of the summer. So again, making sure, albeit it's not quite Tokyo temperatures, that we're getting the right hydration, the right in-race hydration and nutrition is really, really important for us.
So it's an Olympic distance next week, so I think getting nutrition spot on is quite important for that distance. Before the race, sort of product-wise, I would have OTE gel before, the apple flavour, 10 out of 10. I have that before, and then just after my swim warm-up, and then I do the swim, get onto the bike, and then probably within the first 2 laps I'd have my first gel on the bike, and then probably depending on, say it was 8 laps, I'd have the second one on lap 6. And I'd also have carb powder in my bottle. I think I usually go for the orange or blackcurrant flavour. And then in my other bottle I just have water. And then after the race I will have chocolate soya protein for recovery.
What do you want to know?
Just come off the pontoon now, the swim course, and this morning I've been around the bike course. We've spent the last year seeing videos and pictures of it, but it's nice to actually see it in person, and it's fast, it ain't gonna be hard. It's an amazing venue. I'm on the Champs-Elysees on the bike course, which is pretty impressive. We've had a look at the swim. Obviously a river swim is not something that we do much of, so looking at the current, analysing what's the best place to start, and get a feel for the course.
Paris course is going to be pretty fast. It's pan flat. There's some technical bits, so it's going to be a pretty fast and hard bike, and I think all our athletes would want it to be a hard and fast bike. It's a river swim, as we know, so we've got currents to contend with, stuff that we've not had for a long time, and certainly something that athletes aren't generally used to in terms of river swimming. And it'll be a fantastic race. Paris as a venue, both this year and next year, is going to look absolutely fantastic. And for us, it's kind of really about just kind of soaking all that up this year, getting all of those, oh wow, we're cycling down the Champs-Elysees, or the various other iconic locations that we're going to be riding and running around. Getting out the way this year is really, really important. And we need to get some good performances this year. The test event for us this year is part of our qualification process. It's also part of our selection process. We have a mixed relay as well, and we're hopefully going to run close to our full strength team, certainly the full strength team that we've got available, and for them to be able to get a run out on the Olympic course, to know what it will feel like, to know where the opportunities to expose some other teams are ahead of next year will be really important.